What is going on, guys? Welcome to another video here on the channel. If you click this one, you obviously saw the thumbnail, you saw the caption, and that is tips and tricks for beginners for fly fishing here in 2023. Currently it is the middle of May and I'm in beautiful Utah, but you guys don't care about that. What you guys care about is the knowledge that I'm going to share with you. I've been fly fishing for almost my entire life. I started when I was 6 years old, and now I'm here living in Utah trying to share what I know with you. So let's get right into it. Today we're going to be talking about tippet. Now, tippet is something that as a beginner fly fisherman you might not necessarily hear much about it. What I'm here to do is try to share some of the tips and tricks that I have learned along the way that I didn't know when I was a young kid or just getting into fly fishing. Now, tippet is these beautiful rolls of line. Now, as you can see by the spool that I have here, there are many different models, many different types, and many different sizes. Now, what you need to know about tippet is it can make or break your day on the water, your entire fly fishing trip, and can really be a huge reason why these fish are or are not biting. Tippet is just different sized lines. Now, with fly fishing, obviously, a lot of times you're using really small flies. Now, in doing that, you can't use 30-pound tests that you would use to catch largemouth in a lake. You can't set the hook like crazy, or else those little flies themselves will break, and of course the line will break as well. Now, what you do need to know is what the numbers mean. So right now I have 4x, 5x, 3x, and 1x. The bigger the number, the thinner the line, the less pound test it is. I know it can be kind of confusing. 1x right now for me is 13-pound test, as you can see there. And my smallest in my bag right now is 5x, and that is 4.6-pound test. Now, what you do need to know is why this can make or break your day on the water. That being, when you're fishing, sometimes you could see the fish eating, feasting, you have the right flies, you're in the right spot, you know you're putting the flies right in front of the fish's face, and it can be the most frustrating thing ever when that fish doesn't want to bite. I can say for myself, out here in Utah, that has happened so many times on a couple specific rivers, and that is because these fish are tippet shy, meaning because I was using a 5x tippet or a 4x tippet instead of a 6x or even a 7x, those fish didn't even want to look at my fly because they knew that did not look natural. And of course, as you know, by doing your research on fly fishing, you want that fly to look as natural as possible. And when fish are really tippet shy or leader shy, they will not eat, even if it is the right bug. In addition to that, dry fly fishing. Obviously, dry fly fishing, you know that fish is only looking at your fly when it wants to eat it. When that fish eats your fly, they have made the decision that that fly looks real. And a lot of times with dry fly fishing, downsizing or going down a number, so going from 4 to 5 or even 5 to 6, can help a lot when trying to catch those fish that are super picky. That's all it really takes sometimes for fish to eat your fly. I've been told many times in some places where I've fished, I talked to my buddies, I said, geez, I got absolutely destroyed. I saw fish all day, they were huge, my flies were going right over them, and they didn't take. And they said, well, Brody, you are using way too thick of tippet, and that was my fault. So then you live, you learn, you understand that fish don't always want to eat if your tippet is too thick. That's something that you always have to keep in the back of your mind. Is it the fly? Is it my drifts? Is it where I'm fishing? Or is it simply just the change in gear? That can be such a huge make or break for your day. Now, I want to thank you guys for tuning into this one. My name is Brody. This is FS Brody, and I'm going to be doing a ton of tips and tricks that I have learned over the years. They aren't necessarily in the order that I think is the most important. Tippet is just the first one that I was able to film, so that is why this is the first video. Keep an eye out on the channel for more videos just like this, explaining the little things in fly fishing that can make or break your day on the water. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one. Later.